Welcome back. It's so good to be back with you again. Now, the iMac G5 and me. As a little background, I had decided way back in, I think it was 1991, that I should have a computer for purposes of musical notation and for desktop publishing. My primary requirements. Macs were way ahead of the game at that point. So I got so far as to actually order a Mac Plus. Then disaster struck. I went up to Hartford Symphony rehearsal. While I was in the rehearsal, my vehicle got stolen. It seemed to me at that point that replacing the vehicle and being able to get to work took priority over little things like having a computer. So I canceled the order. About a year later, my wonderful mother gifted me with an IBM PS2. So I was on Windows for a while, but I always wanted a Mac. A while after the iMac G3s came out, I actually ordered one. It was pretty late at night. I got up the next morning and then thought, oh, good God, what have I done? I don't have $1,200 to spend on another computer. So I canceled that order. Finally, I think it was 2004 when they first came out. My mother again gifted me with a computer. And finally, I have something like that back again. And I'm excited about it. Let's take a look at it, shall we? Stay tuned. Well, from the classic design and look of the iMac G3 to the elegance and functionality of the iMac G4 and the iMac G5. As nostalgic as this computer is for me, I can't help but feel that Apple lost something here in terms of design, but we can see certain things. The stand, for example, is functionally the same as the stand on today's iMacs. Audio out, audio in, headphone audio out. This is actually a mini VGA port. It was the only external monitor port on this. There's one on the G4s as well. I've never seen another computer that had a mini VGA. But you need an adapter that will connect to your full-size VGA cable, and then you could plug it in. USB, there are 3 USB ports. Those are USB 2 at this stage of the game. FireWire 400, unfortunately, no FireWire 800. Telephone modem was still a thing when this computer came out. And of course, the Ethernet jack. I plugged it in. I'm not sure whether this is going to have airport or functional airport or not, so we've taken that precaution. And there we have, sideways, slot loading. I believe it's a DVD, probably a DVD burner. We'll find that out. But look at the thickness of this thing. As compared to where we are today, or at least where we were as of late 2015, this iMac came from. Still a nice little computer, I might add. All right, we'll come around to the front of the machines. Now it may be a little hard to tell while it looks as though the iMac G4 has got a slightly larger screen. That is a complete optical illusion created by the case itself. The two screens are identical 17-inch displays, and yes, I have taken the measuring tape and measured them just to be sure. All right, well, I'm going to set up the camera on a tripod, and we're going to boot this machine up and get a better idea of what we actually have here. This, of course, was an eBay purchase, and a pretty reasonably priced one at that. All right, so give me a moment to do that. For you, a second. Stay tuned. Okay, I think I've got this pretty well set up for your viewing pleasure. Let me reach around, find the power button. There it is. Light comes on, and there's the chime. I suppose I should have timed this, but it seems to be coming up pretty quickly. Well, it got up to here pretty quickly, that is. Oh, here we go. There isn't a mouse connected. Ah, and I know why that is. Probably because it was still plugged into the G4. All right. So obviously there is airport. I'll deal with that another time. I don't think we're going to need to go on the internet. Okay. Good gravy. Look at the size of these icons. And what the heck is this? That would be the name of the drive. Okay, there's no system preferences. That's okay, we can go up here. Let's look at displays. 1024 by 640. That shouldn't result in that big an icon. Well, let's go to 1440. Yeah, they're still kind of outsized. They must be custom icons, I guess. Not that that really matters. All right. We'll leave that. I think this is an alternate leopard wallpaper, but we'll find out. Yeah, 10.5.8. Absolutely right. So we should be good to go there. 2 gigahertz power PC, so 1 gigabyte of DDR/SD RAM. It should be able to go to 2, so clearly there'll be an upgrade necessary there. Let's go on to more info. iMac G5 with identifier of PowerMac 8,2. All right. ATA, just the DVD drive. Thinking of the DVD drive. Burn support, yes, Apple shipping drive. Okay, so it is a DVD writer. That's good news, as well as CDs. So that could come in very handy. We know the FireWire is both 400, so nothing new there. Okay, video RAM is 128 megabytes. That's actually a good thing. Yeah, almost non-existent by modern standards, but for this kind of machine, that's really very good. Okay, we've got the core images hardware accelerated. That's a good thing. And of course, Extreme is supported. So we should be in very, very good shape for video on this machine. That is a good thing. All right. I was kind of hoping we'd find that only one of the slots was populated. So there'd be 1 gig of RAM and I could get away with just ordering another gig of RAM. But no such luck. And I'll warn you now, it's probably going to be a while before I get to the upgrade video on this machine, much as it was with the G4, because OWC has become really slow here with this. All right, PCI cards, there's not any PCI available. What else to look at? Serial ATA. All right, that's a Western Digital hard drive. Appears to be about a 240 gig hard drive. And there are 2 partitions on the single hard drive. Just, a 220 gig partition, which is used about 19 gig. So there's some stuff on here, all right. And a 12 gig partition? What the heck is that about? Oh well, we'll find out later. Okay, USB high speed bus. So this is USB 2, which in 2004, I guess this must be a 2005 model. USB 2 was high speed. We do have airport. And I think we should be good with this wireless card. Certainly, I mean, we were with the built-in wireless on the G4. We should be fine here. Let's take back the Bluetooth. Oh, I should have figured. Yeah, of course. When we first plugged it in, and I had neglected to plug in the USB keyboard and mouse, it popped up the Bluetooth connection menu to connect the Bluetooth mouse. So yeah, obviously there's Bluetooth here. Robert Hintz's iMac G5. Okay. All right. Yeah, I don't think we need to look at anything else in System Profiler. He's obviously done some customizing with the dock. MPlayer. Okay. Which at the time was a very good video player and continued doing a little bit more than QuickTime could do. 2010 World Book. Huh. How about that? Chess. Why would he put a chess icon in the dock? Well, I guess he played a lot of chess, didn't he? DVD player, he's got that icon. So yeah, he must have used this as a media player. All right, let's have a look. Huh. It won't open. Yeah, it wouldn't respond to the double click. All right, we'll look at applications. Yeah, the 2010 World Book. Oh, Britannica. Applications was modified as of July 17th, 2019. That's the burn folder. yeah, somebody probably using it for burning DVDs. You know, since modern computers just don't have them, if you've got this around and you want to burn a DVD, you certainly can. Most of the other things seem to be updated as of 2012. Mac Sudoku, 2006. M-Player, 2005. USB driver uninstall, 2018. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. So it looks like this computer remained in relatively active use for quite a while. And we see evidence of somebody doing something with it anyway as recently as 2018, 2019. Do we want to look in here? Article on Islam. Oh man. Okay, well, no, we don't want to look in there. Dropbox, pictures, users. Robert Hintz. Okay, so there's only one user on the computer. All right. Yeah, I may possibly, just for the sake of having it, copy off World Book and Britannica, although I'm thinking they probably need DVDs to actually work. I'll explore with that. If that's the case, I won't even bother with that. But for the most part, this needs to be wiped clean because there's clearly some personal data left on the machine. And hopefully not really personal. Oh yeah, there's no... Okay, well let's... yeah, it won't open on a double click. That's weird. We don't want to eject it. I just want to open it. All right, applications, users, system folder. Yeah, so this is Safari set. Oh, TechTool Pro. Okay. Now I'm real curious. All right, system preferences isn't in the dock, but that's okay. We can find it here. I have appreciation for someone who keeps his dock relatively clear, particularly as someone who tends to load up the dock so much that he can't find anything in the dock. All right, let's look at startup disk. .10.5.8 and .10.5.6. I gotta see what's up with this. I really have to see what's up with this. Okay, so nice little restart. Oh, that icon's, yeah, so it's obviously a custom icon because it's even in the wallpaper. And TechTool Pro running on startup. Huh. let's just close out of it for now. Terminal, the console, system profiler, disk utility. Interesting. Yeah, these icons are a little more normal sized. Applicate. Oh, okay. Huh. Nothing in applications. Safari, System Preferences, and TechTool Pro, and that's it. The Utilities folder, which of course is where we would find Terminal and Console and System Profiler, etc. Okay. I guess I see what's going on. It's kind of clever in a way. He made a separate 12 gigabyte partition, and the only thing on that partition are diagnostic tools. So I guess specifically to be able to perform diagnostics, you could, if there was a problem, he could boot into this partition, diagnose the problem, fix whatever might be going on. Huh. Pretty clever, but one wonders why you'd find that necessary. I mean, I could see having something like that, and that's a thought, to make a really light, stripped down version of the OS, but put it on an external drive. You know, if you could have something like that and boot into it via FireWire, then you could easily diagnose whatever problems might be going on, and then just, you know, fix the problem and hopefully boot back into your normal system. But as I say, the first thing I'm going to do with this is reinstall Leopard, get rid of the private data that's on this machine. You know, that really shouldn't be here. And then, you know, we're obviously going to upgrade the RAM, and I will put an SSD in there. This seems like a pretty decent hard drive, but hey, I might as well. I put SSDs in just about everything else I've done. And one of the things that you'll find, I commented quickly about the thickness of the machine. There's an advantage to that, as you will find out as we continue to explore this machine. While it may be this blocky thing, of all of the iMacs, this is far and away the easiest to open up and work on. And I remember that because I owned a very similar machine. I think it was a year older than this. And, you know, I did open it up. Then it was easy to do things. The downside, and once it gets opened up, we're going to have to take a very careful look at it. Early 2000s was the time of what some people referred to as capacitor gate. There's a series of bad capacitors running all through the industry, and this machine in particular. Yeah, I think it's a 2004, so we may be okay here. This is a 2005, but these were affected too. The 2004 iMac G5s had about a 30% failure rate, and I know this because mine was one of them. And Apple, you know, recapped it for me for free, so I continued on using the machine. And I had it, and I would occasionally boot it up more for nostalgia than anything else, up until the fire, when of course it was destroyed along with everything else. All right, so that's what we're going to do with this, and I will have an upgrade video coming out really soon. Well, no, not really soon, because I've got to wait for OWC, who've been pretty slow with things. But as soon as I get the RAM and an SSD, because again, this is, as we saw from System Profiler, this is a SATA hard drive in there. That's nice, but you can't just put any SSD in there. It has to be a SATA 1 or SATA 2. SATA 2 is backwards compatible to SATA 1. SATA 3 is not. So I'll have to get those things in, and then we'll go from here. At least it appears that the PRAM battery is alive and well. Once it's opened up, I may, as I did in the G4, just replace it just for the sake of replacing it. But anyhow, I hope you have enjoyed taking this look at a machine that, as I said, for me, has great nostalgia, and as long as those caps hold up, I think it's going to be a very, very useful machine indeed. Well, in any event, be very good to other people. Be particularly good to yourselves. Take very, very good and careful care. We'll be seeing you soon. I may do another video on something else while we're waiting for the upgrade materials to come in. We'll see you soon.